Welcome everybody to Space Engineers. This is going to be episode 1 of my survival campaign. Pretty excited to be playing this. I have about 250 hours into the game. I am no expert by any means, but I do just love it and thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a series on it. Let's see if I can do this whole YouTube thing. Kind of excited to give it a shot and see what happens. I'm going to be playing on the star system. I love that concept. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this date though. We're just going to put YT for the whole YouTube series 1. I like that idea. We are playing in survival. Offline mode for this time around. Who knows what happens in the future, really depending on how this actual series does in the end. Let's take a look at the mods though. So I'm running a couple mods here. This is all based off of just what was recommended online. I like the idea of having a few more combat situations out there and getting attacked by some drones and whatnot. I think that's a lot of fun, so let's just roll with all of those. And then in advanced, I'm gonna leave everything pretty similar except for environmental hostility. I want it to be normal. It's a little difficult to say, but we pulled it off, I think. Let's crank up the view distance just a little bit there. And then let's see what else I want to adjust. Day and night cycle, 2 hours. Yeah, we'll roll with that. I'm gonna leave everything pretty vanilla, like I said. I might need to enable this. I'm not really sure how that works, but I might want to get some pretty cool shots. I'm thinking maybe possibility we're going to learn as we go. Not permadeath, but that is a series I would love to do someday. We'll talk about that further, or let me know if you want to see that in the comments. You guys know how YouTube works. I also want to turn on spiders. I'm not going to turn on wolves. I love dogs too much, and we're not going to be killing wolves. I'm not very good at shipbuilding yet. That's something I haven't really focused on, so we need to learn that as I go. But with the economy, you kind of have the ability to actually purchase ships, which is kind of cool. And I like doing that because it really helps you get started. And I'm going to explain how I pull that off as quickly as possible here. Okay, spawn location. So I don't want to do Earth. That's too simple. I mean, that's easy. I like to do a little bit more difficulty, which is Mars. If you've never played this game before, there's a lot of different spots you can drop off at. Like this is I think it's a moon, maybe that's more like Jupiter. I don't know. I don't remember. I've never done Titan before. It is a little bit harder. I do sometimes like starting off with the space pod because it's like a ship in space, which is kind of dope. But for this playthrough, we're gonna go ahead and do just the Mars drop pod. And the only stipulation I have is I don't want to respawn, but I will if I don't have a data pad, and I have a data pad. It's very important that I have this. The fear I have is if the station that, where's that at? Hold on here. Let's open up my GPS and let's mark this so we can actually see it. Looks like parachute is deployed. We got a lot of ore in the area, which is good. Hopefully some of that is snow. Oh my God, it's only 15 kilometers away. That is fantastic. So should be a lot easier for us to get to. I mean, I could almost get there with this. Oh, really? Really? Did we land up on a slope? Must have. Upside down ship. Okay, well, that's how we're rolling. I am a scavenger. Kind of the whole method that I play here is my ship got attacked up there and I had to jettison out and basically start over. So that's the way I play. I do mostly play in first person mode, but I think I should still be able to use all my stuff here. Oh, I can't put that in there. That's a bummer. Let's just start off by though making 1,000 gravel, which to do that I do need to get some stone, but I should be able to access everything, which is what I care about. I only have 300 ice there. I don't really use this ship. I know some people retrofit it. My goal is I actually want to build a rover and put a lot of this stuff on the rover, and I want to get there. And I want to build my actual main base at that station, especially if they have the right contracts and the right, what am I trying to say? And the right ships, like the actual ability to build or buy ships. That is, to me, the fastest way to really start growing. I also have every intention of building my base into the side of like a crater or maybe a mountain range. I love the look of that, and I love being able to fly the ships into the actual crater or the mountain range, which I think is super cool. I don't plan on keeping everything like this grinding in the game, but just kind of showing off for anybody who may be new is I just like to dig kind of in a circle here, not too close to my ship. Wow, that was a really crappy circle. Not super close where my ship falls into it. No wonder why I wasn't picking up the stone. But yeah, I kind of just run around like this and pick everything up and get a full-fledged inventory and just start building as much gravel as I can. I try to get my refinery built and my assembler built as quickly as possible so I can start manufacturing the stuff I need to actually make a rover to move on out of here. All right, that's a full inventory. Let's go ahead and drop it into my assembler. Once I do this, what's going to happen is that gravel is going to start producing, which then in return gives me things like iron and nickel and silicone, which is huge. Another thing I want to check out is some of these white spots. Like, let's see what we got. My drill does have on an ore reader. So like, this is all silicone. You can see it down there. Magnesium, that's huge. So I can make some actual ammunition, some rounds. So if I do get into combat, I can handle that, as well as I can also take care of any form of Gatling guns, have those make sure they're loaded up, or rockets, so on and so forth. So this is all silicone. Let's just go zoom around and see what else we can find here real quick. Okay, I was spinning around real quick. We're about 620 meters away, which isn't too bad. And this little deposit here is ice, which is fantastic. So I have plenty of oxygen and hydrogen, which is exactly what I needed to survive as best as possible on Moon. Let me actually real fast, just so I don't lose this. It is so close, and I almost just died like a silly goose. Let's go ahead and mark this though as just ice. That way we know where it's at. Let me turn off that caps button too. What's wrong with me? And it's sometimes what's smart too is if you start getting into more galactical exploration, is you maybe want to actually mark it as Moon, or not Moon, but Mars, which can be confusing if you do actually go to the Moon. Speaking of which, look how close it is. Look at that. We also have another planet over there. Just to kind of talk about this, like, you can go to there, and you can go to there, and you can go to there. So that's the alien planet, which is super cool. I think that's where the spiders exist, is there. My goal is to get to that point. Like, I want to get to the Moon, and then I want to go from the Moon to the alien planet. I want to build up some bases. I want to build a space station. Like, I'm just completely nerding out over this game because I love space. I just love the concept of space. So yeah, super stoked. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting as much ore and stuff that I need right now, basically by farming as much stone as possible. All right, what I need to do now is I need to make sure I have power. And to get power, I need to build some wind turbines, which I do have it in my hotkey here. And I think there's a way to load it into the assembler without doing it in the build planner. But I don't really know how to do that. I'm not that smart. But let's go ahead and hold shift and middle mouse button click. What that does is it puts everything underneath the production tab that you need to build that wind turbine. So that's the important thing, is I need to get that going so I can get some power stored up. I'm gonna do a very basic build when it comes to just the actual getting started. With asteroids on a minimum, you know, just normal, I'm not gonna get asteroid strikes too often, but they can come in and they can be pretty detrimental. And now we have an unknown signal coming in, which I'll show you that here in just a second once it lands. We might as well just keep filling this up, drop this in here so it starts producing more and more stuff. And while we're waiting, let's go ahead and use my upside down survival kit to get back my power, my health, and my oxygen. Make sure we're good to go there. You can also see above my O2 and above my H2, there's a bottle. The reason why you're seeing that is because I have this oxygen bottle and I have this hydrogen bottle. That ensures that I am good to go. This is done, so I'm gonna use my jetpack to kind of just quickly move over there, maybe save some of that hydrogen. Granted, I'm not that worried about it, and honestly, you do run the risk of dying by doing that if you're not paying attention. And the reason why I'm not worried about it is we have ice. We have all the ice we need in the world right now for where we're at in the game. We would definitely need more. But what's cool about this now is this is a little pod that we can open. Well, this is the parachute. Where's the button at? Isn't it? Oh, it's right there. If you hit F on that, you have a chance to get a special item. And look at that, we got a rainbow drill. So I could change the skin of my drill now to be a rainbow drill. Kind of cool how that works. I like that concept. It's like a in Warzone, you know, when you get those drops, or like any other survival game that, you know, a ship flies over and drops you some supplies. Kind of the same concept. And then this also does have somewhere in here, right there, that's what I was looking for, is a cargo hold. And if we open this up, look at that. We get 62 construction components, which is huge to start off with, and 1,000 space credits. And then every time I break this down, I'm actually gaining those resources that was used to craft these. So again, it's a huge help to kind of get started, to make sure you run out and grab these. I think it's smart to do it. Everything is now produced to make the wind turbine. So we are good to go in that sense. Let's go ahead and grab some steel plates though. I don't remember how many steel plates it takes to make it. None. So perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do is a very basic power station in actual Space Engineers. What I'm gonna do is kind of build up X amount of blocks Now, I don't know if this is how it works, but I have noticed there's times that I just don't get a lot of wind, which creates a lot of power because of hills and things in the area. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of get this up and over the hills, the terrain, to make sure that there is enough wind coming through. I don't know if that's really how it works, but I have noticed there's times that I just don't get power, and I'm thinking maybe that's what it is. So let's go ahead, and once that's actually laid up like that, let's come back here and grab some interior plates. And I know I'm going to need things like motors and computers and construction components and more motors probably. Oh, and grinders. You definitely need grinders. Let's go ahead and set this wind turbine up just like so. You know you can do it once it turns green, obviously. And then we got to pull out our welder to quickly weld this up. And we do have everything in our inventory now to get this going. So once we do that, it's going to start spinning. You're not going to get hurt if you stay in it, which is silly. I hope they add that in the future, or add like a hardcore option where things like that do affect you. But there we go. We got some good power coming out of there. Your most basic way of building a power station early on in Space Engineers. While I'm waiting for some of that stone to get turned into gravel, which also creates all the resources, I want to talk about the survival kit. So your drop pod comes with the survival kit. What the survival kit allows you to do is, if you hold F on this keyboard thing here, it does allow you to get your health back, your O2 back, your power back, and your H2 back, which again, hydrogen, H2 is used for powering your thrusters. Obviously the lightning bolt is power. You need power to be able to, keep oxygen in your system and your helmet, staying alive in that sense, as well as it keeps you warm, because you've seen it right below my toolbar. You'll see there's no O2 in the atmosphere, and it is very cold. O2 is obviously for air. I mean, that's what we breathe every day. I hope everybody knows that. And then the little plus symbol is your health, like typical video games. The other thing, though, is what's nice about this is it's kind of a refiner as well as a assembler in one. The problem is you don't have a lot of things that it can build. It can build basic tools, and it can build your basic materials needed to craft things like your wind turbine, your refinery, and your assembler. The other kind of tip, if it is a tip, that I would recommend is moving your gravel from being the first thing it crafts to the last thing it crafts. And the reason why I say that is, otherwise, if you're really fast at harvesting, what happens is all it does is just continues to produce gravel. And it will never start producing your actual components. So if you move it to the end, what happens is it harvests the gravel until it gets the resources needed to craft things like the motors, craft things like the actual plates. And if you notice, it's not going to produce anyway because my inventory is full, which means that this is maxed out. Again, I love the active day and night cycle. You can turn that off if you want to, but I'm more of the survival type. I like the idea of having a little bit of a challenge. It's kind of fun there. Is the refinery done? Yeah, I finished this off. Okay. And you can tell it has power because of that green light there. So one wind turbine is producing enough power for us. We'll know real soon if it can run both the refinery and the assembler. Ooh, and we got a new unknown signal. Let's run over here real quick and see what we get. More than anything, I just want the materials off of it. Like I mean, sometimes what you get into the little storage unit is like a better tool because they do have tiers to them. Or, let's... Ooh, I almost died. I was moving a little too fast. Don't do that. That's terrible. That's the reason why I don't play hardcore quite yet. Nope, didn't get anything. Not surprised. We'll shred that down and let's get back to base. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. First things first, though, is I really need to get health because I really don't want to die. I want to see how long I can go without dying. I just have to make sure I don't do stupid stuff like run full speed into a ship that landed, or a little satellite thing that landed on the ground, like a dum-dum face. So just gotta make sure I don't do that. What's really nice is I was actually able to use that satellite that fell on the ground to dang near finish off my assembler. So now I think all we need is some steel plates, which is funny because I had to drop some back there, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and unload this. Let's get back to harvesting because we are getting close to being done with the main portion. Granted, we have a lot of work to be doing yet to get to the point where we start building the rover, which the rover is what we need to get to there, right there. Okay, we have finished off the assembler. One of the reasons why I'm so excited about this is my inventory is so full from things that doesn't fit into the actual survival kit, but now I can start unloading. What? Oh, that's the, yeah, that's right. Huh, I can't put space credits in there either. That's crazy. Data pad though I can. Let's go ahead and drop off these scrap metals. That's going to be converted into the resources as well. Oh, but we do not have enough power for both. Okay, well, you guys know what that means, right? Let's go ahead and open up our build planner. Let's get rid of these two things, and let's grab another, well, if I spell it right, another turbine here, and let's get that crafting. We do need to get a second one up. Am I not getting enough wind? I swore one of those ran. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll grind up what we need. Let's go ahead and grab my basic building blocks, just like so. And then let's throw up a turbine, and let's just craft as much as that as we can as quickly as possible. Motors and grinders, those are the two biggest things I noticed there. My memory is terrible, and I used to take pictures of it so I knew exactly what I needed, which I know is super sad. I just know we need a lot of this stuff right there. Might as well just grab everything, and then we'll throw it in the assembler if I don't use it all up. That way I know exactly what I need coming out of the survival kit. While I'm waiting for that to produce, one of the things I want to do is show you how to fill up your hydrogen bottles. So if you come over to the O2H2 generator, which is just to the right if your ship's upside down. If your ship's not upside down, it's just right to the left of your survival kit. But you can drop in your actual hydrogen bottle, and now it's back to 100%. So what happens is when your H2 down there in the left-hand corner drops to 20, it automatically fills it back up using the hydrogen in that bottle. And you can have like 4 or 5 of those bottles. Actually, is it unlimited until you're at weight? I'm not 100% sure, but it is nice to be able to do that. So you don't really run out as often as possible. Let's look at our assembler. So why the assembler is kind of a big deal is obviously for crafting more things. So if we look at production, you can see there's a lot more things that we can make now. Things like medical components, things like power cells, for batteries. This is for making a different style of survival kit or a survival kit in general. And you can also see the resources we need, which is silver, which we have to find that to make that, but no big deal. Solar cells, which I think that's on the last one. But the other thing we look at is look at tools. Check this out. We have a rifle. We have a different style pistol. This is automatic. That's why those symbols are there. Automatic pistol, better drills, better welders, better enhanced grinders, and ammunition, I think. Oh, no. Oh, right here. Now we have things like shells and magazines and canvases for parachutes and ammunition. We can now start producing the things we need to make the rover. And I'm going to show off one more thing real quick. So if we hit G and go to blocks, we can also, or this is your build menu, we can go to progression, and this shows us everything that we can unlock. Some things are grayed out or have exclamation marks on them, which means we can't build them yet. But one of the things I do need to build is if we type in landing gear, I can build landing gear already, which is cool, right? But for me to be able to start making this stuff, I need to construct landing gear. I really don't need to go through and build landing gear. I just need it on the ground so I can build the rest of my rover off of it. It's kind of a way to craft without really crafting, but unless I were to finish it, I don't unlock this stuff. So we're going to kind of cheat. Do I want to say cheat? And what I mean by that is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to just grind this down to basically right where it's below functional, and I'm going to weld it back. Once I do that, you're going to see by building landing gear, you have unlocked new blocks. So yeah, I can now make in the wheels and basically everything I need to make a rover is unlocked. But I'm not going to be able to armor it up or throw on some turrets and stuff yet, because I do need to make things like the assembler. That's just a basic assembler over there. So yep, kind of a little cheat code, or however you want to say that. It's nice to have the ability to do that. And I need something somewhat flat, but not terribly flat. Okay, let's just drop that there. We got landing gear. What do I need for that? Steel plates, perfect. I don't need a landing gear that big. So let's reduce it down. Oops. Where you at? There. Come on, screen. Got it. All right, so that's all we need to do to start. That's why I didn't really want to fix this. I wanted to just harvest that one down and then rebuild it. What we gotta do though is I want to just give this a little bit of height, like so. And I can put the cockpit on top of that, and I'll just build it way up here, and then we delete these boxes. Or these these boxes, this structure here, and then it just falls to the ground and we can take off driving it. Let's start off by throwing up the cockpit. Steel plate is all we need. All right, let's line this up. That's perfect. I don't need to be too fancy about it. This is gonna be a very basic rover. I'm not gonna put a lot of effort or work into it. Okay, so that's a start. Let's just right out of the rip make this as long as possible. Not really as long as possible. Actually, I don't want to put it there. I don't want to put it off the back. I will make it look somewhat aesthetically pleasing in the end. Like I said, it's not my biggest focus. So we're gonna have H2 generator, cargo. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more steel plates too. I guess what I'm thinking is because it's so close, I could just create a rover that has a hydrogen engine on it, fill it up with ice because we know where we have ice at, and then run over there and just see what it is. Because, ooh, a policeman suit, dope. Got a new one, I love it. All right, so let's see what this has in it. But no, what I'm thinking is I could just run over there real fast and take a look. To do a hydrogen engine, it's pretty basic. I also kind of cheated, and I'll show you what I mean. I say cheat, but again, you can tell me what you think. So obviously there's a hydrogen engine here, but to do that, I needed to create an O2H2 generator, which I was gonna be making anyway, but I just ground down the one that's here and then rebuilt it real fast, and that solved that problem real quick. Let's grab, okay, so that's cargo. I don't care about cargo. This is an O1H2 generator. O2H2 generator. I don't know what the heck I just said, but you can, okay, so the spec of this cockpit has it where those two will line up if they're facing the right way. They have to face this way. So if we put it on just like that, they will line up, so that way it actually gives the cab oxygen as well. And then if we go back here, let's add in the hydrogen engine. So we'll just add that in. Debating if I want to add in a tank. I don't think I do, but then I also need batteries. So then what I'll do is I'll just throw up the, okay, how do these ports look? They don't really align, but batteries don't either. What I might have to do, let's do a battery like this and like that. Did I get those up all the way? Oh gosh, that was terrible. Let's get that fixed. Okay, easier if I just fly up here so I can actually see what's going on. All right, boom. I'm gonna put two up here. I may be pretty insane about it, but I want to make sure we don't have too many issues. And then let's throw this hydrogen engine. I want to put it like this, I think. Let's put it like that, because what I might do underneath is I could put my gyros, or I could put an ore detector, but honestly, I'll probably just put gyros. That's the way that's easy and done with. I really should probably put a beacon on here too, and maybe an antenna, but we'll leave it just like that. But honestly, that's really all I need for a ship to get, or not a ship, but a, God, I could turn this into a ship pretty quick. But no, that's all I really need for a rover. So this will be pretty quick and easy. I'm not too worried about it. I didn't mean to do that. We'll make it look somewhat decent. So gyro V1, that'd be perfect. You'll throw two gyros in there, and problem solved. I like it. So let's continue on with this. Like I said, it's gonna be a really basic ship, or rover. I don't know why I keep saying ship. My mind is in two different areas, but hey, that's all right. So we're gonna weld it all together. We'll throw the wheels on. It's not gonna be the most prettiest thing in the world, but with two gyros on there, it shouldn't flip over. So a lot of times what I like to do is I take this sloped block and I throw it just like that. And then I take the left wheel, and I always mess this up. I think it's like that. Yeah, perfect. Little wide, but you know what? I ain't overly worried about it, because in the end, it's gonna be awesome and it's gonna get the job done. And in reality, that's all I care about. All right, we didn't get anything cool? Anything cool? Ooh, a Badger welder. Let's go. That's two in a row. Feeling good. What do we got in here? More credits. Nice. We're up to, what, almost 30K already. And a better welder. That is great. That is awesome. It will allow us to weld a little bit faster. Wish it was a grinder or a drill, but you know what? Beggars cannot be choosers, so we're just going to take it and be happy with it. And that's all right. We'll roll with it. Let me grind this down. We'll get it back, start dumping it back into my rover, as well as start placing up some more of those wheels. Get that done. Get the production going a little bit faster, hopefully. I'm really wondering if I should have put a cargo container on there, but at the same time, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress over it too much. So what that means is we need to run a conveyor. Crap. Could I, as dumb as this sounds, could I run a conveyor all the way underneath and connect it there? We may have to. That might be the way we do it. From there, just drop it down, run it all the way over. That's going to be a lot of conveyors, which is unfortunate, but we really need to get it done. I'm just trying to get above it. Okay. Oh, God, that ground came up so fast. All right, well, my plan didn't work, but worked at the same time. Nice. We got a new drill. Love that. I'm also going to show you guys how to equip that. I don't think I went over that yet with the please stop rolling, please stop rolling, please stop rolling. Thank you. What do we get? Nothing. All right, no worries. All right, I was telling you guys I want to show you how to set up a drill. The way you do it is you go to character tools, and everything that you have in possession is going to be darker colors. You see, or lighter color, I guess. These are kind of grayed out. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but these are nice and bright. So you're just going to grab that, drag it down there. Now you're using the better drill. Let's do a quick test because I need to make sure I'm producing enough hydrogen. You see how I'm already out of O2 or ice, I mean. Whoa, we are... Oh, don't go in there. We definitely need some gyros on here. I mean, it has a lot of power. Basically just wants to take off. There might be a lot of weight in the back, which is causing the problem as well. And a way to fix that... Let's not roll this, please. Without having gyros in place, that'd be terrible. Take it nice and easy. The reason why I want to do this is I could quickly fill up... Please don't fall in the hole. Please don't fall in the hole. Please don't fall in the hole. Break. Okay. The reason why I want to do this is I can quickly fill up my rover with ice. We just had a really bad situation happen. Lightning strike. And it totally knocked these down. I hope I can store at least all this stuff into one of my inventories here. Looks like I can. Okay. Good. Let's see if this runs any better for us. It seems like it's already moving a little bit more steady for me. A little bit of roll to it. Survival kit on top is probably going to be a little scary. Let's not, ooh, there's some air. Slow it down, though. Slamming on the brakes does, make it feel terrible. But I think it's enough. I think it's good enough to get us over there. And that's the goal. That's the mission. This thing is so big, I'm not putting it up top. I'm not going to do it. I have everything I need other than the medical components, but we're going to rip it out of that one. And we are going to take one of the biggest risks I think I've ever taken in this game. So the adventure begins. Let's just mark this so we do know exactly where it's at. Just in case, 'cause I think we just lost that mark. I could be wrong, but we'll just call it base 1. And let's begin this adventure. I'm super nervous. We are full on hydrogen though, so that's okay. We just gotta take it slow. And I probably won't show the whole recording of me venturing over there, but I will if anything crazy happens, just keep you posted. All right, a lot of your stuff can't be used now. The thing that scares me is I don't see a landing pad. Unknown signal. Ooh, there is landing pads. What am I saying? What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, that's not a door. All right, please, 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 please. Please have everything I need. What is this? This is a shop. Data pad. I mean, I can afford one of those. Clang Cola. It's awesome. Power kits. Okay, so I don't know how excited I am that that's there. Is this another shop? That's cool. I like this setup. I like how that looks. It's like a little kitchen area. Love to build that too, and maybe my space stations. Okay. Can I don't need any of that. I would look through all of these, but they're all attached. It's all one like inventory space. I don't want to go up yet. I need to continue to explore down here. I'm getting really nervous because... Oh, store? What do you got? Yes! This is what we needed. All right, check this out. So, rescue rover for 8 million. Wow, I think it's expensive. But we can get up to a freighter. This is interplanetary for 20 million space credits. I only have 37k. However, what we do is I save up enough typically to get this one right here. This Solar Scout. You could do it with the HO1 Sapper too, which isn't a terrible idea, which this is actually a mining rig. But this, I kind of retrofit it, or I'm going to try to retrofit it to where I can set up a connector on the back and just get rid of the solar panels and just keep the batteries charged that way. But this is fantastic. I am stoked. We got some combat vehicles in here. This does refresh, but as long as I get, you know, one of these ships here, I'm happy. Even the mini merchant wouldn't be terrible to fly around. And what I'm talking about is, there's an ATM, it's contracts. What I mean by contracts is you set up a search, and based off how expensive they are, they're, you know, farther away. So like if I did a 49, let's just see here. Let's just do one search contract. I'm going to find a nice, basic, easy one. 25k. Let's accept it. Yes, we're good to go. And now what's going to happen is if we look at our GPS, we're going to see there's one right over there. Not that. Oh, right over here. 3 kilometers away. Pretty easy to do. In fact, if my hydrogen is... Oh, I grabbed oxygen. I didn't make a hydrogen bottle apparently, or an extra one. Anything in here? Ooh. Stealing that. Don't tell them. Where's my rover at? Oh yeah, I parked it inside. Let's take the rover. Let's complete this mission real fast, because what I might do is I don't really want to bore you all with just running around doing search missions to collect space credits. So I might just run over here, grab this, and then start doing the space credits or the search missions on my own. As you notice, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do with the rover, right? Like I have to climb up all this territory, do all that. But if I can save up to that 700,000, 800,000 and buy myself a ship, it's so fast. I mean, you can just zoom over there, grab it, zoom back. I just need to have a base set up for that. So I'm debating how I want to do that. Maybe I'll just set up a very simple basic base like what we just had. You know, this is kind of a dope mountain range too. Let's take a look at this real fast. Brake. Put on that parking brake. And let's just... Oh, that mountain range right there. It's so close, and I think that'd look awesome for a base. I think that's what we'll do. For right now though, I'll probably just set up base camp right outside the actual space station, planetary station, whatever they're called. Just take this nice and slow. We don't want to mess up now. I am so happy with the fact that it has ships in it. Maybe they all have ships, but I swear I found one time that didn't have any ships. Okay, so this was really easy. We got really lucky because the probe is on this side of it. You know, I don't have to go all the way over that mountain range there. All we gotta do is drive up to it. Boom. Reputation was raised by 10. If we look at our inventory, we also now have 35,000 credits, which we started off with 10 inside of our bank account. On top of that, we have another 37,000. So, I mean, we're pushing on the better half of 100,000 already. So it should be nice and easy. But anyway, I really want to take a moment to thank you guys so much for sticking out to this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Leave any comments that you know, ideas or things you want to see or suggestions. Like I said, I've only played for 250,000 or 250,000 hours. I've only played for 250 hours. And honestly, I mostly just built bases and just kind of explored. I've never really invested in like building ships or rovers, things like that. But I want to get better at it. That's one of my goals as well. But where I'm going to start is just buying these ships out of the station, just so I have a good start. And you can sometimes learn by staring at them, you know? It's not a terrible thing. But anyway, I will talk to you guys soon.